papers, all the newspapers in Ginano. It's very difficult to get them here in Insawam. The only paper you rely on is the Daily Graphic. So certainly we would have to look at the headlines via the website of the various news outlets, especially on Baraka 98.7 FM, My Joy Online City, and some other sister stations. From all across the Insawam Adwajiri and its environs. Biano, ye checha munina. And now no pay minim se munina muhi ena ye bompa se yina betimi ayire ho ayede ebema ye betimi atompo. Yen share the Daily Graphic, do look at the Daily Graphic. The first headlines on the Daily Graphic, or see 800 acres Galamsey site reclaimed in Ashanti region. The full detail of the story is on page 13 of the Daily Graphic. World Government Summit in Dubai. Mahama calls for inclusive global alliance. Africa key to new world order. Yes. I don't say, His Excellency Dundamani Mahama. Yekasi wako Zambia. Dubai. Offer Dubai and oko Zambia. And the AC with Dubai and the Daily Graphic edit to dry. Finance Minister inspect first gold at Gold Coast Refinery. Hey, where the say boy about so say congratulations to your friend is saying Ghanaians, all of us. For the first time, you are going to have a refinery. In fact, you have it. Let me say it that way. You can get the full detail of this particular story in page 13 of the Daily Graphic. And yes, Honorable Brian Champon or say thank you to the Patriot. MPP spirit is alive. Together, let's unite behind our leader to rebuild our party and prepare for the victory in 2028. We are Honorable Brian Champon. And it's on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Junior Graphic, yes, graphic I mean hupa nkwalade dudona omunnim anase omunkin kinda but mombomodia awufo mombomodia to patronize the Junior Graphic because it's very very important. I didn't hear because dudona nkwalano, that's when they know how to write articles, they know how to write certain commentary or poetry and what have you, because they learn from their colleagues. Very important say we patronize the Junior Graphic. In that the reading spirit now is down across the country, and also MY cry. Junior Graphic Parliament partner to promote civic education. Page 16 and 17 is having that particular story. Daily Guide or say Henry Osei Akoto tips Kujo Bonsu for NDC flag bearer. Daily Guide no. And APD. APD Africa Prosperity Dialogue. Yes. And now the Bremo live on Baraka 98.7 FM. Your man Penny Nabedichi, Her Excellency, Her Excellency, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajimai. Okasa Elho. Develop strong finance institutions for regional projects. We are Vice President. Nana backs Baumia after victory. Galamsey rehabilitation projects. And also, her government reclaims 800 acres at the Nyankumase in the Ashanti region. AG close Wuntimi facilitating illegal mining case. And Daily Guide newspaper. The Ghanaian publisher, I say them MPs approve report to expand legal education. Ashanti gains 800 acres reclaimed land. Kotoka renaming faces Volta backlash. Atuforcing Sami Jemfi storm Gold Coast Refinery. And the Ghanaian publisher and which also Atuforcing Sami Jemfi storm Gold Coast Refinery. Daybreak or see COP interdicted over transfer leak on social media. Baumia Napo ticket still Baumia's consistency. We NPP grassroots. And I'm assembly editor. Brigadier General Michael Opoku bereaved. Mahama reclaim 800 case of Galamsey Land, Mahama, and the Minister of Land. Anyway, so ultimately they are saying that Mahama will take the credits. As some answer for on one obeteki that credit. The Chronicle newspaper also mopping up the jungles. Criminals open fire. Police respond. Fight against Galamsey. Government reclaims 800 acres of mined areas at Manso Nyankomase in the Ashanti region. The Observer newspaper, Southern NDC bans early declaration for 2028 parliamentary primaries. ICD educate public on gun amnesty in the Ashanti region. Dr. Adam Bona, yes, Adam Bona, Onodano. Finance Minister praises Gold Coast Refinery over Gold Board partnership. Natoshi Ado calls for unity. Congratulates Bawumia on his victory. 169 NDC MPs back Hajia Amina Adam for Ayawasu East MP seat. Hey, Asambeni, Baba Jamal. Hey, Asababa. 169. Omunya asa story kwa wa. Why no muye ni interview the Observer newspaper na di asemo edi tujawo. Yesi mami Haji Adam Maknaza ni yire. Yesi MPs na aka nyina no omunyina wa kotenechi. Omo man fans say onwa na eko matisa nyumuda. Osi say onwa na esa eko bio because nikuna yudia say emo famano Baba Jamal any nkaya so mbeti asedia ni nyina no it will depend on the day of voting what will happen. Africa must unite to unlock continental prosperity. We are Professor Opoku Ajiman, our Vice President, Her Excellency. The National Enquirer will see what if the NDC present an Ashanti flag bearer to face the NPP. Ghana-Korea partnership to focus as VIP courts investors. Food inflation drops to 3.9 in January 2026. Gold Board begins refining of ASM gold as Gold Coast refinery operations take off. Regularize or be shut down. Land Ministry warns Sandwinners. Ejumawura projects program, and I say Ejumawura program gets grant management committee. The Daily Searchlight was the top NDC officer family reject KIA renaming for economic reasons. The Daily Searchlight was the Nkrumah's overthrow was necessary. Kotoka is a hero. Hey, Samu, you don't malign him changing name of airport. We are Koranche. Cocoa Board CEO Ghana's cocoa to too expensive, driving buyers to other countries. Honorable Dr. Randy Abbey on cocoa and the newspaper no edi etujwa no the CEO of Cocoa Board. The also eka efa sa asemiosi Cocoa Board CEO Ghana's cocoa too expensive, driving buyers to other countries. We end there. I'm attributed to him. The okaye.
Ask is that they exercise a bit of patience. The Honorable Minister of Finance, the board of Cocoa Board and the management are working to find a way out of this situation. I don't think that it will be too long. I think that, we have definitely demonstrated that we have these farmers at heart. We have come in and we've given them a price. Although when the prices were high, 10, 11, 12,000, 3,100 is what was given them. We've come in and even when the prices were lower, we sent it to 5,040 US dollars. The truth of the matter is that we all appreciate where the issues are today, and it is also linked to the funding model that we inherited as a result of the break in the syndication because of the financial mess that Cocoa Board found itself in. So it is quite a delicate situation. We appreciate all the issues that have been raised, but we're also working assiduously to find a solution to mop up what is left there. But I think that we need to come to the table, all parties in tandem, to deal with the fact And because you see, we have inherited, been working on with the Honorable Minister of Finance, Dr. Kessler, to force it. And I'm sure that in due course, everybody will get to know a very sustainable financing model which will be without issues. But currently, we have the buyers financing the crop. We are thinking through the solutions. As I speak to you, expect our forecast for the crop for the 2025-2026 season was 650,000 tons. That's the projection. We have already graded and sealed. That is about 580,000 tons. So we've done about 90% of the crop forecast already. We are not in the era where Kokobot took a syndicated facility and gave seed money to the LBCs to go and buy. Now you have a situation where the buyers or the off-takers are those who finance the crop. And at the current prices, they find Ghana's crop too expensive and therefore they have moved. But I'm saying that we have done about 580,000 already. Now we need to take a decision because it is the buyers who are financing the crop. They are finding the crop at 4,200 and 4,300 in other jurisdictions around us. In all of this, you are not even hearing that because of this, the crop is buyers were willing to buy. There was an incentive for smuggling and there was a lot of smuggling. Now, there is even no incentive because the prices are extremely low all around us. So the plain fact is that as far as the buyers are concerned, and the reality of the market is that currently our cocoa is too expensive. The buyers are moved to other markets. And we are trying to find a solution around this to mop up the 10% or 15% of the crop left with respect to our forecast. Like I said, the forecast was 650,000 as I speak to you.
Yo, it's here for a higher Baraka 92.7 FM. We are Dr. Randy Abbey. Dr. Randy Abbey, on Mutini in Kano. Your friend is saying, Cocoa, our Cassidia, very, very expensive in Tinama, Duduna, Omoko, Amanone. Yes, outside Ghana. And we're actually soon the debate on regards to the Kotoka International Airport renaming and the rest. There's been a debate in Parliament. Non sono Honorable Anodompre as MP for Insawom Aduajiri or Kai Omuse Omunkai na previous government nanko pese University of Ghana Legon nanka they wanted to rename it over JB Dankwa. But eno unhu sa ye di subo pa di ma ban amre ne pa enye easy. But this time round one who say the issue of Kotoka International Airport no dey and received that kind of backlash. Moma intina the Honorable Anodompre MP for Nsawam Adwajiri Okaye in Parliament yesterday.
Experience of Dr. J.B. Dankwa under the Preventive Detention Act reminds this House that the erosion of liberty rarely announces itself loudly, but often returns quietly through practices that normalize excessive restraint, prolonged detention, or punitive bail conditions that test the boundaries of constitutional reasonableness. It is therefore not as a political claim, but as a historical conclusion that this statement submits that Dr. Dankwa's life, ideas, and sufferings compel us to eternal vigilance.
I was struck when a call for the University of Ghana to be named after J.B. Dankwa received a lot of apprehension and even condemnation. It saddened my heart that such a personality would be treated the way he was treated. But I also concede that the remembrance of our forebears should not reflect in monuments per se. But it was sad that we received these apprehensions in the call for the University of Ghana to be named.
We Honorable Anodompre MP for Nsawam Adwajiri and also adding a voice with regards to the issue of Kotoka International Airport. Now it's going to be renamed as Accra International Airport. Now, anyway, no someone say, Ga Adangma youths, and I friends saying, former Attorney General, yes, near you go to, but another Ga Adangma youths, almost secretary, and I see Debbie, someone would be there. Accra International Airport, Debbie, and Yadipa, Omudi, and Comunia, or more Akukudampa, and crime for Mosono. Who ayedie ese yembo mabaso so that their names can also be found in that particular space. Woma enti the general secretary for your friend is saying Ga Adangme youth. Yes, Henry Echo, whom I don't also ekai.
What we are saying is that we side with what the majority chief whip is saying. At least when you go to Ashanti region, I'm told the airport is named after one Prempeh International Airport. As guns as we are, we would also be very grateful to government if government can say that you have prominent Ghana chiefs. Numo Kwabraboni, Ninta Kitawia, Ninta Akikomi. Any of them can be named after the Kotoka International Airport. So
we the General Secretary of the Ghana Dangma Youths, yes, and I'm in kind. On also can say, Debbie, or more, inquiring for almost my year or pa, or my idea, SMWay, a baby said, yeah, and almost when I say, Yentini and Kyle Mone and Boma Basso. Someone will say, Man, penny, sex celesty, Dramani Mahama, Utuquine, Eko Dubai, Ofri Dubai, and Oko Zambia. Ntieke Kraye, Foreign Minister, Honorable Okujoto Ablakwa, Ekasai, but I understand a yabeti on sem. Okay, any day. Momenti Ghana for more Zambia. Misukwa minyaya. You see, they say visa kwaro visa free visa. My name say bia next vacation. Mi baba ngide beko Zambia. Na yakoji holiday say koji ahume kakra. Momenti di omo na di omo kano. Say ade say su yire hune enko dia. Momenti omo ansa.
A peaceful country. I like the fact that it's an open economy, so anyone is free to come and invest.
I've been here since 2020. Congregation or Christian denomination you are coming from?
Yes, we ended the Omukaya, but also honored predominantly. I say, how the I say, the religious background there. Na crimo for a kakra, you know. Do one a be sound or be say how quite the only any problem. It's just like Ghana. No any discrimination. Everybody is free to do whatever. Momenti Honorable Okujoto Ablakwa, on a foreign minister, Okachre die, your man His Excellency, any Gambian president, or discuss here in an enclosed meeting. Momenti the audituja. Yaba na yasa etwasubio.
Of this state visit, which you hear President Mahama talk about, is that for the first time in the history of Ghana-Zambia relations, we are going to have a free visa between our two countries. So you no longer have to stress about visas. So we are going to have a visa waiver agreement, and it is one of the conditions that President Mahama gave us for this visit.
We Honorable Okujoto Ablakwa and I'm in Kai. Your friend is saying foreign trip, and as a foreign, according to our man His Excellency, Otu for Dubai, Sicilia or Zambia. It is going to be a 3-day visit into Nwate, the Honorable Okujoto Ablakwa Edituja. And sign a better also with the rest of the newspapers in India. Sheikh Ayakon, Krado. Sheikh Akwaba. Bibia Bokodi. Adiachi. Debate no could international airport to debate in there. Yo go so.
Mi tia obiara biara out here. Baraka 98.7 FM. See about for the ordinary people. This no can debate no there no. I sample na unse there are other important national issues. Na
attention
now see now attention now about naming of or renaming of the airport. You see, very to me no. I think it's very very unfortunate to me. Say there are other national issues. So I say okay, debating because
but as we quite media, I didn't parliament. Omunyan starti kwase ombedi ahunkomo afi no mse omuse afi no mudi ko parliament na ale na yen I say issue na nkasa no
but you see at times no you see in politics in politics your idea your friend of politics must say you want to see the public opinion.
Okay, testing the waters.
Yeah, you have to test the waters. In politics we have it. Say ABR, this is what you want to do. But even though unya fine call parliament here, but all the news no beba now what citizens no Wamobeka maybe is part of it because Osha senior reaction no and amount for one react to it no. a bit to me am whether they should continue.
Okay, not to. Okay, or
they
not
should
to.
continue or they should hold on before. I think say in politics we have that too. Say if you say we are there, we share that. I don't know nyamba na watch that they are to they are the reaction. What you say? So maybe
yeah. All right, the BNFT newspaper. I'll say that Ghana Statistical Service urges wider national health insurance scheme coverage on sanitation investment to accelerate poverty reduction. Gold board begins local refining of ASM gold. Inflation falls to 3.8%. Oko Baraka FM 98.7 FM on our Facebook page. You have a full detail of this particular story. Yes, inflation falls to 3.8%. We air Dr. Al Hassan, government statistician. I know this has a way too dry. As price pressure ease for 13th straight month. Inflation. Check.
You see, gone are the days say what is a buying a budget pet. Now ubiara na adwene akose yebetoto. Gone are the days. When you especially I can remember na ye mufra. When you say eh Dr. Kuzibo Chebe baby di budget pet. No biara. Iri na yebeto your friend saying Nemam. And the same thing apply to inflation. I think as I said, I don't know whether National Commission of Civic Education. You see, as I said, one more educate amount for because do no one more tears yes onya kasi inflation about down pe do ano say as I say nema buni na eba fem what I say sana do no afa no say yenya kasi inflation aba down pe which means as I say friends nema bu embra fem. And I watch the government association also announce the statistical department and service. You see, every month biara no one more day. Yes, previous month no inflation. But inflation ni nani say senia nema bo ekosro no. No na wamu ka ho asem because at times so bekasi inflation was 50% now 56% now. Let's say a number bo kosoro. What you say? Kosoro. Nti say basa you see inflation last month no na 56 point bibia. Let's say a number bo no continue all the time like a number bo koso all the time 10. But so we catch us and round we catch
inflation falls.
I follow about 3.8 no. One person which say senior and near bu ekosoro no. Si say en kosoro bi akosoro si no and say 3.8%. You see no.
Ejina bibi ejina no.
But
en kosoro like expectation omo hwe say ebe kon en kosa.
And you say inflation, Omoka say okay, last month inflation here 10%. Now the last 2 months inflation here 10%. Now Omoka say last month 5%. Now you say Atiaba fem Nemano, which means say Adia yeton no 100 Ghana. Say inflation about 10% na yeton no 100 Ghana. Inti say inflation about 5% and it says man beton no 50 Ghana debi. The rate at which price keeps on increasing.
Yeah, speeding.
What you say? That is but it's not necessary say say you see inflation no a drop wa na say nema bonso there be on person mo say Americano nema bu kosoro no aheden say Americano emu eswati what I say no say eswati but we see especially one more sadi we ni na by politicians because bet me catch us okay.
But it says statistics here, it might not be. And I say, no, so the political, they use it for politics.
Oh yeah, they use. They use. For example, when you tell me say, last month inflation to say 5%. Now catch them say this month about 3%. And now my catch was okay. That it means say me for taxi, a consum, a hundred to some your 5 cities are. That it means say mean to 3 cities are.
Yeah.
What I say?
Ordinarily, that's how you would understand it.
Yes, what I say. Yeah. So me, what I normally do is say, you see, all the political parties, you know, this is what they used to do. In don't about Rebecca so okay, almost inflation about a single digit, about 3 point okay, say nti me come marketer. Me feel sa. Me feel wo me bottom sa. Say that it means say me cost circle 15 cities as at last month. Say inflation about down no. That it means a lot of fair about 10 cities. You see? So I think it is time where especially there are some issues and say politics. I think say about to say economy and you say no we do politics but to say ABR dollar exchange rate of dollar who the politics are we say situation no you see demand and supply issue demand and supply issue and a dollar no younger than the dollar in this who the dollar no the politics na situation turning now also the year I don't think say you have to cry but in way no the rate at which the prices of goods and services will keep on rising no and no na here the measure for inflation.
The Spider newspaper see Ghana's 24 revolution Parliament fast track bill to supercharge productivity and export. We Vice President Her Excellency Professor Nana Jane Okasa ewo the African Diaspora friends saying seminar I to Enra at the Kotoka International Airport. Baraka FM the bremo live Enra ekosuno. We so see why Kotoka International Airport bears its name. A look at Emmanuel Kwesi Kotoka role in Ghana's history. And also Ewaha. Or say Hamatan scare Ashanti region record 125 fire incident in January alone. Hey, Asamo, what did Ashanti region? 125. It was bad. Ghana grapples with 130 million gallons daily water shortfall. Ghana Water Company Limited deploys emergency revenue rescue team. The managing director of Ghana Water Company Limited, Alhaji Honorable Adam Mutawakilu, Mama Nkone Nkutinu, the audit about Ghana Water Company and the challenge they face with regards to all these laws on daily basis.
It rose from 1.6 billion in 2023 to 2.1 billion Ghana cedis in 2024 per our audited financial statement. This unpaid bill weaken our cash flow and limit our ability to procure input, maintain infrastructure, and expand services. When bills are not paid, Ghana Water Limited struggle to purchase chemicals, pay electricity, repair pumps, replace pipe, and extend water to new communities. Per our audited financial statement, the non-revenue water stood at 52%. So in this case, nationally, out of the 220 million gallons demand or water produced, about 106 is what we can account for, and 140 is unaccounted for. That is revenue lost. Even though produce, our customers have not received that water. And about 78% is as a result of illegal connections, meter bypassing, billing anomalies, and water theft. Illegal connection convert treatment water into zero revenue. That means we produce the water, We use our plant, we treat it, but we don't get any revenue. PORC has given us a target for the next 5 years to drop to 43%. So our target is to achieve it even before the 5 years. And if your non-revenue water 78% is illegal connections, then your attention must be there while we do replacement of the old pipes. So our target is reduction of non-revenue water to even beat the target given to us by PORC. And by so doing, we'll be able to rake in more revenue to settle our indebtedness. As of 2023, our current liability was 1.6 billion and rose to 2.1 billion as at the end of 2024. That means that we need more revenue to be able to pay this debt. And to do that is to plug in, close all the loopholes, and make sure that we rake in more revenue, take expansion, settle outstanding liability. So our target is captured in the PURC target.
We are Honorable Alhaji Adam Mutawakilu, Managing Director, Ghana Water Company Limited, and 18 in Kano. Okasa about what happened in the Ghana Water Company, the losses, the illegal connection, bypassing of the meters, and all that. Anyway, any day, almost ready to draw. Anyway, children, so Umayanko, Nankuti, dear, your friend is saying, Honorable Mahama Ayariga. Honorable Mahama Ayariga, Eddie Tuja with regards to what is happening in Parliament. Now, Yakuti, the minority leader as well.
Plans to bring a bill to enact a new National Petroleum Authority Act. They also want to bring a bill to establish a Ghana Bunkering Services Agency. There is a program to involve the private sector in electricity distribution, and these are things that will have to come to Parliament for approval. The Nuclear Power Corporation bill will also come. There is a proposal to establish Renewable Energy Authority.
We are Majority Leader Honorable Ayariga, Mahama Ayariga. Yes, Odituja and Yama Omobe discussing in Parliament. In relation to that, so no Minority Leader, also having it, also no Umayanko Nankotino.
More transparency in the conduct of government business, more room for scrutiny, because it's been rush work. So far, anytime government had come to Parliament, I don't think that certificate of agency has helped the 9th Parliament in its first year. Again, government must not always wait for questions to be asked before it communicates to Parliament. Parliament is the people's chamber. Therefore, we should be the recipient, first of policy decision. It shouldn't be a press conference somewhere. Government must introduce its policies to Parliament and give the people's representatives so that we will disseminate. And before dissemination, we would be in a better position to also exercise oversight and help them to dot the I's and cross the T's and put in the comments. Like the budget of 2026. During the debate, we realized that there was a huge cut and paste from the 2023-2024 Nanado budgets. All right. This was not pointed out by any member of government. It took the eagle eyes of the minority to point these out. So obviously the whole engagement helps to enrich governance. So they shouldn't look at the negative side or feel that you are harassing them. As for that one, I will do my work. I can't be sitting taking tea or coffee with government. We are not partners sharing the same vision. We are partners with divergent view, each other's keeper. The party first. We must not be emotional about everything. As for politics, some people will say all day inside. You would have to sit back and say, look, I'm in this party for the collective good. We should be accordingly measured, especially in our utterances. In this age of social media, every single thing you say or do will be out there. And it's those little other things that may undo you. So let us all be mindful, especially those who send voice notes on platforms, go on Facebook and other social media platforms. They must always look at the party first. If there are issues, they are best handled internally rather than going public.
Mr. Markin also asked the MPP to be circumspect in their comments and have the party at heart. Responding to holding his party members' stewardship to account, Mr. Markin said it is not about holding them or people to account, but what is worrying is the style in which it is conducted.
We think that a politician coming into office, from day one, he must have at the back of his mind that there will be a day of reckoning, a day of accountability. I have no problem at all if this government is holding our 8 years in office into account or calling members of the government to account for their stewardship. There's nothing wrong with it. However, the way and manner it is done is what begs for an answer. And that, to me, is what matters. You can't be in democracy and say there should be no accountability. Then there will be no democracy, then there will be no trust. The people's power must be exercised with a view to ensuring that in the end there's probity and accountability. So if there's a time to probe, it's part of the imperatives of democracy. But how it is done is what matters.
Honorable Alexandra Afenyo Makin, the minority leader in Ghana's parliament. Yes, Okasa pa mate. And also na odi photos Emma party echita phone say the say almost especially social media say we are very very careful until uko no ko fasemba and then wara na ube pursue agenda until this time round they want to make sure they will really work to serve the nation. Sheikh answer na ebe call Krampa bomodi say inside beka Honorable Krampa the head of environmental in Sewom Adwajiri ewa ahuma no so bomodi answer yes ebe kano na ono so no yati nhihye ben ene na komu efa nhihye friends in preparation towards the sanitation day that was introduced by the government every month biano first Saturday NA sanitation into this coming Saturday that is going to be on the 7th, I believe. It's also going to be another 10. Today bombardier say in Sabekano na yenti shebe na omudia to recommend in which areas they are going to consider this time round for the sanitation day. Muti I have Baraka 98.7 FM. The newspaper headlines na the Bremo. Newspaper headlines and the Bremo. And it's no moment Honorable Joseph Krampa. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Hello, good morning, sir. Oh, I think we still have to work on the line and see say yebetimi sabetimi akano na ya toa ejumadire so. Na check futwa Honorable Afenyumaki Edima party for any Juma this time round omobeye talking about last year and then coming into this year, what Ghanaians should expect from the minority in parliament.
I think and say any parliament especially I don't know the leader there especially minority side and at this any okay ne ho mani mo amoya no de ena ne say be share mo kura say omontimi anya de enye adwuma ni especially when you have a parliament the majority side
have the numbers
more numbers without say womo be persuade
check me back mami ko ti Mr. Krampa or ahuma no so good morning Mr. Krampa marching Bibia Boko there. All right. The Nyamiase. Yes, Yako New Year. My name said this is the first time I knew everybody and Kita until make us say friend saying Happy New Year. All right. Now in Shebena for this time round the sanitation day. I want some advisory.
Baraka FM.
Before stakeholders, You see, every month, now, if you can't do it, many of them in their day. Yes, I've been making and someone central. And some central, I call on station, I call a main market, I call prison market. Some of the call environmental health, I get an area holding on. In a boom, near the city, area, not in the habit, and to me, that's a phone. I said, be a moment in on another by now, now the picture of more stores and how many business central area and how would be a moment I said, about to talk to me, and I said, it will be a wood, or the cruise, no other boy, and yet you be. And the other my apartment, I said, no, do not you. Yes, other phone, now. The picture, no, I said, my arm of boy and my sister. I'm not my network. So remember, I'm moving on the boy. Now, you can't go on. You are in the year. Thank you. I know that kind of good. You make sure to come up. And to go on about I know we are for business or maybe a young good. I'm sure I had my for the better. You are young and big. I'm not for the community. I'm moving on the people. Signing to the rest of it. I'm not going to cry. You are a this is kind of the beginning. That's I'm not why most not the sun and 10 years about the sun and 10. Yes, maybe you can. And I'll get me a good my son. Yes, sir. So I said, the whole key to be able to get the boy, say, shovel, say, say, week, say, fire. So maybe after the boy, now, maybe and cotton. You did it better. And so who will be another boy, we are another account for. Now, for the media, the money bra, they don't know. They mentioned about my and the system. Now, I couldn't have it. I said, well, after that, and I watch up.
Baraka FM.
Everyone's our store. Buy a weapon, not to know the offer. You community five, these people in Swat. They are none of the regular. Now you know to participate. I'm at the work in Apple. Now I said they are ready to now. You see, I have a mental retention. You get to tell my area and call and it has another meaning. It's me, hey, Napa. I'm a boy, I'm a phone being a TV account. If you have found a phone, I said, Piamo Madina on my level, and cost of power in 3 years.
Now, only some of the big shops are more chrome so no crime ben so na almost on betimi as support Sergeant Medie because him say bia ebi mo ba be wie no ebe no nsuo ebe some soft drinks bi nim say bia no so no on betimi dia to drama say e be possible for people to also come on board to support. The American say efa dwumade say nyina nim say ebe wie no de asabi ebe no nsuo kakra na bia yanya some soft drinks be adia gni kakra ntino eno no fasa asem no companies any various shops are more within the municipality no how are they cooperating to be able to support this particular friends initiative? Okay. Okay.
Baraka FM.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye-bye. Okay. Yeah. Entirety. Okay.
company be approved with enough drinks. And the area approval the Amma, years man. If you get here, you can go to Mamma Greek, no more, Omona, fair motion. It is one with the children of my years man in our boy. I can't after that. It is short time, but the man after you know,
yeah.
It is short time, I'm not about talk. I beg my phone, I need a few men. You didn't get me who am I? About them, almost a few from my head. Okay. You are going to be in our work. You're the more. Next time, I find the short time after you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a major selling.
Yeah.
If you're that's the thing, I'm a boy. Now, you be afraid, yeah. And now, I'm moving up to the edge. You did short time, and you're not there for not up in Java. That's what I know. Now, open your prayer, no matter how. Not about a good year, a foreign Kuma. I think that's the Sadiana. Oh, me, I and I said, you are God. And you need to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm about to put in a shop on your
yeah.
Also, I would be having be that to be. But I thought about okay, sure, we got to I would be no, we didn't want to get a run out of more. But who at a shop owner, I don't make sure I don't really clean up a tata. Which me, I don't want to see.
Yeah.
And I'm also better to be a human. And the other. And yes, I find my four about the key takeover.
Now, finally, Efa asutrin about Omwa the litter around, and I say Omudi Bola Edigu Gatamo, and I say Bimuso wa na Omwatete train say Munya who say a friend saying whether no was sana in Subeto CC and Omudi Omogata, and I say a fin Edigu Gatamo. Danu see na any Minister Chief Executive for Medina, na any Edin Kitao, or Kase. In fact, when he was on his grounds going round to know, and I'm say, oh, who say, Nipa or Kamo or Shani suit pa. Or kama say ice cream was a day and or litai. Precopena no ma tax force for no a managing ahe. And I'm instructing money as a pry within a particular span of friends saying the streets. We ansana on maniko. In terms of asutrino, how far in terms of friends saying some madwajiri na mutimi echi in Kofoa munya hwi e fa sa asem. Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, actually, Heinz, I will not talk. Exactly. Exactly.
Baraka FM.
Yeah. 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 Yo, Mr. Joseph Krampa, yeah, that's it. Municipal Environmental Officer. Now, chat one say be a foot be automatic for exactly because of this preparation towards the sanitation day. Yeah. I think. Okay. Okay. Yo, yes, that's it. That's Honorable Joseph Krampa on the Municipal Environmental Officer. So adwajere in fact obojuma pa nyankopon enhyira no ono eni ni officers nyina no nyankopon enkoso na ombom ban because eba environmental issues dia omobom ye dia mo ejuma pa because eno so na eba ho ban because in some adwajere some kai previous year last year in particular things that happen in other municipality ni dia antimi amba ha because info any your friends saying leaders in terms of the moral society ni nyina no omo collaborate ema bibia kama nti na ese nyina yenhye so na entimi enyire ho na enye bi esefata na the issue of politics MPP friends saying primary some we share the Supreme newspaper na pay or see Baumia set to repeat Napo in the 2028 lobbyist asked to back off newspaper no ekasa internet friend Supreme newspaper no MPP Council of Elders comments peaceful presidential primaries, calls for party unity. The newspaper the answer only the politics in Kwano or say what if the NDC present an Ashanti flag bearer to face the MPP we question mark in the newspaper no Ebisa winning back Ghanaians trust in the bigger battle upon Nkrumah after Baumia victory. A mega herbal beaters trademark case. Accra High Court defers ruling on transfer motion. Adam makes the case for Baumia as the MPP's 2028 standard bearer. Yes, the Supreme newspaper ni headlines modiba. Where the name say Hackman Osu Ajman Elder Pa Akokodam. All right.
Your friend is saying, says any kind about MPP primaries. Say, Ubiara Beja to Moe Ghana has MPP has set the record. The only presidential primaries no. The only way our presidential primaries no when you be around even though during the campaign no want to toma on kakra but oche send na man for almost predict the day of election no
what will happen
especially say what you are now ama even po osofo bi mpo se ono de nyame yi kire no mpo na Honorable Kennedy kitatuo watwituo your friend say sa promise no aye be no ni nkeka. But Ocean so this is the best promise yeah. Not only just Ibia party from MPP. Even the party no from NDC. Omankaso maja to say primaries na MPP here, especially the day of the election no. The most peacefully conducted primaries omaye, especially the election day no. When you biara ma yambo sebi upon chimpo bi mpo yamfo obo ambo no mpo na onipa. What I say? Biara niwa ya bona sumpo na sebi o na ya kase ya kumobi debi. Inti obiara jatumti ma the resource no a eba ya no. All the other 4 candidates no obiara jitumo. You see, because a very peacefully transparent ayema biara course, so all the agents obiara agents ewo ho inti ye no there is no candidate obeba obekase owo assembly obeka afa your friend is saying election no and I don't know say bia when ni ewo online so another issue be news be about African institution be sa Oma award Dr. Baumia for African is it presidential candidate or very very tolerant. Owa abutre like nsema ebefi na no biara no nye violent or mama that award. You see the same thing say America say NDC for modi ebo eba. Make us say even now Kabri say what about Obi na Ebisa when Omo kan semefa say Baumia should retain Napo. Ahono so na Obi so Ebisa say what about say NDC for represent candidate Ofi your friend saying Ashanti region anami boa. You see yenina yenim clear say the president no ankasa no or ni ono support NDC yenim even though they will say it's not true because beginning what we heard as we are speaking no NDC for one more mudin apopo o made 5 presidential candidate one more person presenting no one more mudin apopo no be 5 ye woni o non de obi the day one more swear president mama na the team pen on no start ni campaign one national chairman Johnson Esedun Ketia obiara nim say yenya swear John mama pen na the team on start ono ne presidential ambition owo say oko thank you to no nso a nsema oka no na hu say opese ono was starting the campaign ani say na be ya ono nso obeba be di president
but hu say emre no emma hu kwan because of obi ka say early days yet because afina omo be sha say eye omo branch referencing constituency echo to the national and san omedu
ena mimi ka kire o say onu just esu edu nketia onim sanso onu ye wate asimu oye sanu e honso na Julius Zebra onu skase dey bi and say mami starting for keep odo dey keep fit ena o establish here e di ye onu nso ni presidential ambition no a owo no osati ye odo ni campaign oho na yeti say there be na president or support Julius Zebra but say wasan Julius Zebra or the back watching in same America say aman say keep fit no Julius Zebra or kon wajai
we jai and say o yen so no yen fan tuja
ana okay ade ntina first ye di tudwa e na sisi ye mfa tudwa se e do kura se e bia oye e do okay first go o di tudwa no e de no di tudwa nti se ogusu ye na se on fa tudwa ade ntina sisi so on fa tudwa e na yeti se o de bi your friends atu force se ono so wa be wura race no mu amanfo hu se the president no yet say alternative also ayati say Haruna Idris nso ono nso eka sa wo sa ambishi enwie ye baby a minimo ebia ebedu tano no madu 10 no minim but all thing being equal no ye Ghana for hwe okwan ya ombefa so na wo nso wo matumi eyi wo
enko smoothly
your friend saying ni obedi wo manim as candidate omo be present 2028 elections. What you say?
But okasa nyina one bo vice president ni.
Vice president no so you see the issue of vice president I mean kasa no. One more MD issue no ankasa no. They are not ready to present it.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Na Banisena Mampenyi call US I will say this is the time for a woman to also be a president.
Oh, say do political talk. The political talk there. Political talk. Because you can imagine say unim say maybe Haruna Idris or started to say or your campaign ma vice president. What you say ama ni kasa biara no na or yet to say oh the next president no be or no vice president then ama manfo who say they be ebia team abina omu yese na be ya se by president no so or to be nya akwenya no owini na obeye president on faru na no as a vice but se no Haruna no ankasa na ya hu nidi nu ewo do wamba out ambeka se opese okwa na so onko
but in fact countless interviews called grantee quite say also on the ontminka about future.
You see, silence means consent. What you say? So far as one bar out one back, say, say a future no one amount for predicting.
But say no, be sign no interview on countless. I think on GH1 and some other joy. Ni nyina no see there be. On ka say but say obi a hu say obi a ka do do na ka say emre do say how na do so beba. Now say Debbie. No say na ade na omo pushing say onka something about Ochina. Ochina de Nyankopon asem.
O ba say omo nyina so ye bo mudi no biara ni wa ba out abeka.
Dem say ono na asem na make because of ono na sesi no edu sa emre no na omo pushing no.
And I make say even the rest no am bo mudi no. So man ba out and kase an yon beba. Yeah. Speculations no ana. Ye di tuja ana me boa. E say nketia ye bisa no see enye campaign o no ko thank you to. Jesus that bro so no the okoki fit ana me boa. Nti obi ya ni wa ba out abeka say your friend say your friend say o was ambition. But a man for come say e ba na yo ana me boa. E ba na yo. So I think say ni na no really democracy no na. Ye nyina ye ka see ye practice. But to say any MPP dey e call asundwe mu na yetumi call election no mu yi nia party no hu say ono na say de no kwa ebebo no sanso da ye pese omo de no nso no wo mo ye no wo asundwe mu na mayen ti say problem bia mama mpo say bia ya pra obi ana say bia say bi ya komobi. This is what we don't want to your friends say we don't want to hear.
All right, moment here global info analytics. Yes. Ono so no ekasa efa friends saying audio tujwa prepi you know for analysis or especially with regards to the background of the education or the elites. Omadwin any say mrebia no omo becha omadwin a the omo enti moment deɛ ɔde atudwa Musa Dankwa.
I don't believe their level of qualification affects their decision making. The import of this is that the way you engage them as a political party or as a campaign would differ based on their level of education. There are certain arguments or intellectual debates you may not be able to have it that conveniently amongst that compared to one of the people with higher level of qualification being maybe degree and above. So it gives you the means to see how do you engage these people, how do you make them understand the policies without when it is time to register members of your party or the delegates. It should go beyond who you know and appoint who you know as delegates. Let people who are the core of your party support embrace the process and become part of it. That is the only way you can align the party's membership to that of the country's demography. If there's misalignment, then you have a problem in the future election.
We are Musa Dankwa, Onoida, Executive Director, Emma Global Info Analytics.
You see, Al Fatah, any woman would hear the registration of party members, no, or grassroots, no. Send your amount for a hundred
sir.
Yeah. You see, when you go to the grassroots, no. You will nipa be brave as one way strong MPP sympathizers.
Yeah.
And I say strong NDCD sympathizers. But offer nipa who say oh umbra na umbetro ni on register as MPP.
Yeah, okay.
We have a lot of them. I'm telling you. You can even
they are members all right, but they are not active.
You see
Ebana say bibi bana say you see omba out.
Yeah. See or wabontain na omu di etinje a obedi etinje a support ni party seriously. What you saying to kwampo obeku. But say onko party office na onko register ni na your man e be a membership card oh.
Wow.
But or you strong almost no we majority.
Okay.
Let me tell you, Upa go to both MPP office and NDC office. These constituencies. Now, yemfa the number of votes are MPP nyaye, and the number of votes are NDC nyaye. Now, I will say AB as a MPP anya to say AB 50,000. Oko party office no one register obenya nipa 50,000 woman register David.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
You see, even though we have floating voters, but the number of floating voters, voters, it won't outnumber the those who are core supporters of the party. The core supporters of the party for any political party, one would also sing the floating voters, no, more the say beto aba obeto ama NDC and obeto MPP. Inti enye obiara na odom party bi or support party bi ena obeko your friend is saying akotro ni din as a member there bi. Ena two no so you see and also jinama maybe education. Senia there be no like senia be ya or I should say sensitization. Senebeya or those party should sensitize their people say okay and educate them the essence of coming out to register their names in the party's book for them to be given membership card or what you say. Omondoso. Your friend is saying woman beko akotro mudin what you say ye be membership card omondoso. Inti womun na ya ye di woman ye delegate womun na ye be yi your friend say polling station executive members.
Okay.
For example, you see was any party biara or no offer NDC for omu use word branch executive. Sana omu use no. branch executive.
NDC, NPP.
NDC.
Okay.
NDC omo use no branch executive.
The NPP dey.
NPP omo use no polling station executive.
Okay.
Obiara ni senior.
Or use
no. What you say? Yeah, NPP be free one polling station executives and NDC dey omo free one branch executive. Okay. Womo beba out. Abe register omudi no womo na se mbere ne so se ye polling station election and a branch election no a womo beba be fa form afili form no what you say womo beba be fa form no afili form no na say bia obi amfa the same form no position o de pako be ko on oppose and as bia o ni pako no okọ fa na obi so foforo so fa na ya to omo so aba. That is what normally happen. But there that say after Zuben say ebinu say oh delegate system it say send Professor Fremfon Boateng and Dr. Nyao Temakulu say one dey
and you no open
like one dey one court to say sa delegate system no they should cancel it na one no open say obiara biara oye party member no oye den ombra be vote. You see say all the pako no wan ba out and bury the sanye way over for so be vote. What you say na make say at times no at the down no enye say na wo mo out no ehu obi wo ho ono core supporter of ABR MPP but say obeko party office ponko say obeko akwere but election bank one there obeko akoto ama MPP. What you say? So I don't know. It's a matter of time.
Yeah.
A man for everybody who say no, not just say uvutu unso bra. Na say be a election be internally be ya. Muntumi entuma obi a winim say obetumi aba be ye etuma no yi. What you say?
All right. Minister of Transport. Also no obojuma. Ontina office also 1990. So say recently the issue of Mribiano share. The course lorries parks and access stations bibia dudu na mupo ejuma na so muko juma na school kola eko na ejuma for one way juma obi eko bai na I say the issue of transportation say can any ho say any pana ya be do so say den o ntiase ntama dudu na drivers in bebre omoji more than what they are supposed to take. In fact, sometimes we catch up say oh, okay, instead of say a particular distance now what so can say there a hand any bus stop onye si mwa na wasaide wasaje scan from here. This issue has become a concern, but to address it, government is intending to roll out more buses in the system. But Minister of Transport also there be answer na enu be basu there as no minister
transport challenges within the nearby future will be a thing of the past. But just to caution that the private sector should take advantage. If not, that time to come, they will be saying that they themselves will not find space. But for them now, there's space.
We Honorable Joseph Pukari. Yaman Kuyi. Into answer on Bekoni de. We any the omodi tuja fa sa issues are more pese omo address ye sadia ebeba so mo mind omo.
That's striking we where they do not have leadership. We do not have this operation to the extent that in some of the departments, they lack logistics and there is nobody to take action for those logistics to be procured. And it's affecting the health and safety of the clients we serve. So this is what culminated into the strike action that we embarked on. But thankfully, there was an intervention by the Chief Director of the Ministry, by extension the Minister for Health, who came in to bring the parties to a common ground. There has been some few concessions, and so as we speak, the action has been called off or suspended, and our members are back to work. So client management is to appoint an acting officer for the Kolebu Central Lab, and after the appointment of the acting officer, management will proceed to advertise for the position of the substantive officer, and within a period of 1 month, that person will be appointed. Around this same period, the process is going on at the Public Services Commission to grant the approval for appointment of the Director of Allied Health will also be completed. So we are giving ourselves 1 more month to get all the various offices appointed. But the process has started with the appointment of the head of laboratory.
We need the General Secretary, Dr. Cephas Akoto Ono Oekasa Efa, the Kwalebu workers, laboratory on service and allied